Hello and welcome back, Commanders and Commanderettes. This is another update video for War Commander. This is on the Iridium 4 base. Really, you just need two units here, and I brought other units, but the primary units are Bloodfang and Mars. That's really all you need. I'm using other units, but you can use anything else that you want. Uh, in the beginning, there's a couple of tanks that come out, and you just need to kill those. So I'm using Orpheus. You could use a Siren. You don't have to use Orpheus. And then I'm just using a couple of Pilums over here to kill two of the tanks. And then over here, throwing a couple of other units in here to kill those other tanks. It doesn't matter what they are. I'm using Bloodfang and Mars. That's not even really necessary. And you don't really even have to hold back like this, like I am. I'm just holding back uh, just until those tanks are gone. You can also bring in other like random units and just leave them there. But I'm gonna leave everybody. I'm gonna send everybody back, and then I'm gonna take care of this bastion right here, this laser bastion, and and then pretty much Bloodfang's going to take all the damage and heal up. And he's also going to kill the air. We don't need anybody else in here to kill the air. The one thing you want to do is you do take a little bit of damage from this air if it's not standing still. So try to get it to stand still. Once we get everybody's attention focused on Bloodfang, we can bring Mars down here. And Mars doesn't have really that much to do. Mars is going to take out the Overwatches, and because he's taking out the Overwatches, that's going to take out some things in the middle. It's also going to draw some other units out. Bloodfang is going to kill most of the units, and all the units that Mars misses with his overshot. And that's pretty much the whole thing here. You're going to use Bloodfang to as a shield, and you're going to get everything out of the way that's bothering you. And then you're going to use Mars to take out the two floating Overwatches. You got to be careful because Bloodfang, now that he's level 10, he wants to take out those Overwatches, and we don't really want him doing that. You got to keep pulling him back because he shoots those bats now, and those bats can shoot air. If your Bloodfang is not level 10, it's okay. You don't need the level 10. The level 5 works fine because you really don't want him shooting air. It's actually better to have a level 5. This guy, he really shoots air quickly, and the only thing is, if he isn't a level 10, you'll have to bring a Mariana in to kill the two air, which is she kills him without taking any damage. You just keep her moving. Now we're gonna move around to the backside and draw out those. I don't know what they are, technical X's or something. They're not technical X's. They're some sort of a truck. They're like some sort of a truck. They look like technical X's though. And another thing I wanted to say is, in order for this to work, you have to take out all the power plants. So I missed two power plants there as I just came in and I forgot about them. Now I'm going to start taking out the power plants. You do have to take out all the power plants. Um, There's two power plants just off the map on the right hand side there that I missed, and I'll have to come back and get them, which slows me down a little bit. This is normally is a little quicker. Yeah, I don't know. Those things are probably technical X's. I don't know. I don't know what they are. Even though those technical X's are old units, they're still pretty powerful. Let me know down below if you know what those things are called. I think that they look like technical X's. I'm not 100% sure though. There's two more power plants here. There's a total of 16 power plants that you have to take out. Two in the outside corners on all four corners, and then two on the inside. You can see the other two there. And once all 16 power plants are down, this prevents Bloodfang from taking. Now, I made a mistake here too. I'm shooting the tank, and I should be shooting the dogs, the mechanical dogs. That's where I took all my damage right there. As you can see, I'm about three quarters. I'm about a quarter damage down. I got about three quarters health. That's was a mistake, but I'll heal back up here. And the way you heal up is you got to make sure that all the power plants are gone, and then you go in the center of the base and distract, making sure that all the center of the base is shooting at you and not at Mars. Mars is going to clear the rest of the base, but you need to sort of you see. I'm down here below three quarters health right now on my Bloodfang, and that's a mistake. I never ever get yellow like that. I stay green. So that was a mistake that I made, shooting that tank there in the corner and not shooting the dogs. You got to shoot the dogs. You also want to make sure that the dogs don't shoot Pilum. I mean Mars. So we're gonna come back over here. Yeah, those two power plants right there. I do want to get them, but I want to get them with Mars. So we'll bring him back over here. I thought it was just quicker to get him over to this side. At this point, I have forgotten, because I'm doing the voiceover after I did the video, I have forgotten that there's two other power plants on the other side. And so to save time, I just run over there and get them with Bloodfang. But I really should have gotten them with the way I'm getting these right here with Mars. And once you get a Bloodfang in the center there, once all 16 of the power plants are dead and you get him in the center, you want to keep him in the center, so kind of put him on aggressive and then clear the base out with Bloodfang. Now at the very, very end, I'm going to bring in other units that you don't need. You can use air, you can use the Malachi, you can use Mojave, you can use Pele. And if you do use air, make sure that let me see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 12 of these anti-air turrets. Just make sure that those are dead or that there is no power on the base. Three of those anti-air, what are they called? Rapture turrets on every corner. So I remembered about these two power plants over here. So I said, oh, shoot, let me come over here and get these two power plants. And they'll die fairly quickly. But really, I don't need to be on this side. I need to be on the same side as Pilum because I'm distracting. Because on this side of the base, now I can't shield for Mars. So I'll come back over here. And now I'll start shielding for Mars, and I'll let Mars come in and do his work. Now right here, I should have put him on aggressive, but I just sort of left him there. So I'll do another one because I've made a number of mistakes in this one that made it a little bit slower. And but you do this a couple of times, and I know this is one of those more difficult bases, and I don't think a lot of people um, are doing them. And it's just strange to me that they made everything require this new energy, and then they made the energy difficult to get. And then on top of that, my problem is that every time I need the energy's not there, so I can't get it. So it's a delay. So you need to and you go through this energy pretty quickly, or this material pretty quickly. When you upgrade one building, you're out already. It takes like most of your resources to to do it, and then you have to immediately go out in the next day or so, but then they very rarely have this there. Um, so here I made another little mistake. Notice the railgun starts targeting me, so I said, "Uh-oh, let me get out of here. I'll put him on aggressive like I should have in the beginning, and now he'll stay there and pretty much protect me, and I will come in back now and start clearing out these things." The good thing is that Mars shoots air, and now at level 10, Bloodfang shoots air, so everything in here can be gotten with these two guys. And just to speed it up, like I said, I'm going to bring in Rhino X and Pele at the end here, but to be honest, you don't need them. Sometimes I will bring Pele in, but in this particular case, I'm doing the base a little bit differently than I normally did, and I've still got all this anti-air here, so it's not the perfect time to bring Pele in, but I'm gonna do it anyway because I think that there's no power, and I don't think those things are gonna shoot Pele. So, um, nobody even really got a chance to do much. Pele shot a couple of things, but that's how you do that base. And then, so the only thing that I have any damage on there, because Bloodfang completely healed himself, was Mars took a shot from that railgun, and he took a couple of damage from that the four railguns, and that's it. That's all he's just going to take damage normally from the railguns, which is like a few seconds worth of damage. And if you do get hit with a railgun, it's going to cost you a minute or so. But that was free repair. And really, you don't need any of these other units. You can use a siren, any kind of ground unit you want. I'm using Pillums. And then the star of the show is Mars and Bloodfang. They are the two that clear this base.